Hey everybody, we are at the Radford School of Racing. We brought this really cool 1968 Ford F100 and we're gonna have some fun with it. But in order to have fun, sometimes you need a professional driver. I am not a professional driver, but we got somebody here and we got Cory. Cory, come introduce yourself. We're really excited to have him.
Thanks for having me. My name's Cory Hosford. I'm a professional car nerd, professional drift driver, and excited today to drive this hot rod. But the thing is, it's not about me. I'm gonna get Jason here. He's gonna be the one doing the burnouts and controlled donuts today. That is the goal. If we get Jason to rip some nice proper skids and do some controlled donuts, then we leave with a W today.
Okay. I'm excited about that. If I can learn how to do that without breaking anything, we'll be in good shape.
There you go.
Oh, what was that? Okay, Cory, so we got you in the truck for a minute, warm up the tires for us, so you kind of got a little familiar with it. And we quickly discovered, you know, we don't know anything about building a drift truck. And really, this isn't designed to be a drift truck, right? This is where the customer just said, I would like a drift brake in it, end of story. That's about as far as it went. But we want to talk about, you know, drifting a little bit because you're a professional drifter, and kind of talk about, you know, this truck and what you can tell us about drifting and what makes a good drift vehicle on, you know, for just people in general. Like I don't really know anything about that. Well, so we'll take a look under the hood. And does horsepower matter?
Well, I'll say, like, just taking the first glance at the truck, you have all the tools to party, right? You got the e-brake, got a clutch manual transmission, and you have gobs of power underneath the hood. So you have like the recipe there. It's just how do we make it to where that recipe tastes good? And it's already almost there. Like, it's so close. Out of the box, obviously, this is already insane.
Yeah. I mean, not too many GT500s in a 1968 F100 for sure, and a crate motor nonetheless. So we have hydraulic power steering in here. Is that okay for a drift truck?
Yeah. Yep. You know, a lot of people, they run both electric or hydraulic. It just depends. Like on mine, you know, I run a 2JZ and we literally still run the factory hydraulic pump inside of it, and it works great. So a lot of the stuff is, for me, is simplicity, right? I mean, when you get into building a drift car, there's a couple different levels of this, but the thing is, parts readily available, easy to maintain, and by that you stay more on track longer, you know? So it's like, simple recipe. What do we have? Tips of our fingertips to keep this thing running.
Yeah, for sure.
Easy to use.
And you know, obviously this customer, he spec'd out a GT500. He wanted a lot of power. He wanted to have something a little bit more unique than just a Coyote motor, right? So he gets a 5.2 Predator motor in here and he has a good time. So very cool. Talk to me about wheels. Now, you had mentioned a little earlier, you're looking at the meats of these things. Like, is this common to have 345s on the back of a drift? Like, what
Yeah, it's not very often that you'll get a drift car with a 345 on the back. You know, there's some sanctioning bodies.
Is that a harder? Is it?
Ideally, yeah, you have such a large contact patch on the ground that, you know, a lot of people think, and there's a big misinterpretation of, you know, you want drift cars to be loose. You want them to float around. And it's actually the polar opposite. You want to have tons of grip in the car so you actually drive forward while you're sideways. So you actually really want to wind up the car quite a bit. And a lot of organizations, you know, you won't see anything really above a 305, 315, and that's like at the top tier. I would say in most common scenarios, you'll see like a 255 rear. Oh, really? But tons of mechanical grip in the car, you know, where that 255 would function extremely well.
And what do you mean by mechanical grip? Explain that.
Alignment, suspension arms, just it really set up, the alignment and the suspension components, the shocks, the struts, the springs, everything. So
caster, camber,
all that. Everything will make that thing just wind up.
And we've got it designed for optimal cruising, optimal driving, driving from here to Texas, home, having a great time, one hand on the steering wheel. Like, we love all that stuff. It's great, and it handles great. But at the end of the day, I mean, you know, if you're doing normal burnouts, just having fun, this works, right? Plenty of power to get it done.
Yeah, first thing we did, as soon as we put it in first gear and got off the clutch, the thing just wanted to eat the tires off it, which is like, this is the perfect car if you just want to get in and smile. This is the best miles per gallon you can get. Yeah, but you could just feel, you know, especially with just the bias, you know, like there's really not much going on back here. You got a lot of weight in the front. Even getting on the gas, you can feel the rear of the truck start stepping around, which is a different style. It's a different machine, and it's just something.
It's not counterbalanced like a car. It's a little more spread out.
A little different. And this is new to me too. Drifting a truck for the first time, it was exciting. It's still a learning curve for me at driving something like this. It does handle much differently than a lot of the traditional drift cars, which we talked about. It's like E36s, E46s, S chassis, Miatas. A lot of these cars are, you know, smaller, compact, welded diff, put a good seat in it, and you can just rip all day long, and it just feels a little bit more balanced. It just wants to eat the rear tires. It's cool. Well, it's just different. It's cool.
And in a hot rod truck like this, that's what you're looking for.
And you know, like I said, I enjoyed this as much as driving one of the pro cars. It's just
cool. All right, Cory, so Should we do it?
Let's go.
All right, let's hit it. Teach us what we need to do.
Let's go. Excited for this one. All right, Jason. So the cool thing is you get to build these trucks all the time.
We get to build them, but there's no place to drive them very often.
So one of the most common ways to initiate a drift is a power over, where you use that 800 horsepower that's underneath the hood to help break the rear end loose to get the car to start skidding. And we use it quite a bit in drifting, and it's one of the most traditional forms. They call it a power over. But what you're going to do is
you're just powering over.
Yeah, you just kind of use
any brakes involved?
Use the gas, and it starts breaking loose. And then you start managing that skid with the throttle.
With the throttle.
So you use the power of the engine to break the rear end loose, and then that's when you have to start getting the steering wheel connecting to your foot, right? So now it's a bounce between steering and foot.
It's all a dance at this point.
It's
feather,
a light
gas, just feathering it all.
It's a light dance. So yeah, as soon as you can break it loose, start using that throttle to help balance the rear of the car. So just kind of juggle it, making sure you got the wheel timed with that input, and and then you can start sustaining it, and then you can change the radius of the drift by how much throttle input you add. So it's just a fine control of throttle and wheel.
So throttle, wheel, radius is the throttle, a little of everything.
A little bit of everything, but you can mainly just focus on the gas. So power over, you just add some steering input, a little bit of gas. Truck starts sliding. Start controlling the throttle. Keep your steering input up. Counter steer, and then drive out.
Let's drive it out. Well, you make it look so easy. I'm just like, holy shit. What's going on? I'm like, the tires are coming off. Pretty sure that's what it feels like. But but you know, that's my brain, right? That's you
build very capable trucks. You build very, very capable trucks that this is a fraction of what this truck's actually capable of. So just keep that in mind, And
I don't really know. Sometimes I feel like we build pansy trucks.
No,
right? But we drive and we put them out there, and I'm like, can this truck do something? Can it really lay it down and have fun? And so that's why we kind of engaged you. I was like, hey, let's get somebody that can like shove this truck, push it to some limits, see what it feels like, and have some fun.
Yeah, no, it's very, very capable. Like I said, you have really good components on here that are what you see in top.
And obviously we learned, we put this drift brake in here, and it doesn't do anything because we bled it not enough.
And we just bedded in the brakes right now. Brand new, so you got a brand new truck, brand new brakes.
And because we're not drifters, we didn't know what to do with this. So,
all right. This is where Jason finally gets to enjoy the Project C's belt. So let's see what he can do.
I'm scared. I'm
excited.
I'm scared. All right, so I'm really not using any brake. I'm mostly just powering, right?
Yeah, you could just power over even from a slight roll. This thing makes, like you said, how many foot-pounds of torque? This thing probably makes 700. Easy. That will just blow the rear end of the car off. And as soon as you start feeling that, the car will start rotate. As soon as it does, then
am I turning a little bit to get it in the whip?
Yep, okay. You're going to just point the car in the direction that you want it to go, start easing onto the throttle, and you'll start feeling the rear end start stepping out, and that's when you'll start using the throttle and the wheel to maintain your drift.
All right, I can do this.
It's very easy.
Okay, here we go.
You got this. The building's the hard part. This is the easy part. Yep, so you're just going to rotate it just a little bit more, and then just start cranking on the gas.
And do you just mash it to get it to break loose?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get to the center a little bit more over here. Okay, now just get a little tighter radius out of that steering wheel. Turn to the left, turn more, and now go ahead and start punching it. There you go.
All right, too much.
Too much?
And I forgot it's a clutch.
Do you know when this thing starts spinning, it's just a fine dance.
Okay, too much steering. And
too much steering, and when you initially broke the rear end loose, start easing it out. Pull it out a little bit, and then you're going to start looking for that balance.
All right, I got it.
You got this.
I don't got it, but it's
You got this. So add some steering and just start rolling on the power. Start rolling back. There you go. Nice. Keep going. Dude.
All right.
There's the beginning.
A little bit better.
All right,
we'll try it again.
So yeah, but did you notice as soon as the thing started stepping out how you started adjusting your throttle input?
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
There you go.
Too much.
Just a little.
Too much steering, right?
Too greedy with the throttle as well. Because the car was already really loose and you gave it a little rip and it just broke the whole. So it's finding that sweet spot. And like I was saying, it's with these trucks, it's hard to feel that weight in the rear.
There's no weight in the rear.
It just wants to keep going.
Yeah. So it's really backing off quicker than you think. Because it's already going.
Yep. There you go.
Boy, that thing moves fast.
It's so quick.
Holy cow.
It's so quick. Timing up that coordination, adding that counter steering. As soon as you start feeling the truck rotating more, add more of that counter steering.
Okay. Let's see. Jeez.
So quick.
It's so quick.
Try to be a little bit lighter on that initial tip in.
On the gas?
Rotate on the gas, yeah.
Okay.
Try to be a little bit lighter on that tip in, and then that's going to hopefully reduce the rate at which the car snaps.
Okay. All right, because I think I'm trying to brake it hard.
Too greedy, yep. Too greedy with that gas.
All right. Not greedy enough?
No, you didn't have enough steering angle in the car.
Okay, all right.
So get it right about there and just slowly start rolling on. Start rolling on when you're ready.
Okay.
There you go. Now. There you go. There you go. Nice and easy. Too much. You're so close. As soon as it starts setting, you're so close. As soon as it starts setting, you want to go. You want to go.
Okay.
Just ease up on that throttle just a little bit once it starts snapping hard. Okay, so add your little steering in, more steering, and start powering over. Power over. There you go. There you go. So quick. There you go. Here, let's switch again. Let's switch one more time.
All right.
Got a lot of smoke out of it.
The student. I'm a student. All right. You make it look so easy.
I'm still getting used to it. It is a machine. You got quite the unit here. But just one thing I want you to notice is just listen to the throttle input.
Okay.
And it might be just a little stab initially, and then it's back out just a little bit. It doesn't really take too much. Yeah, so let's kind of just roll it in a little bit. Light blips, just light blips. Nice counter steer. Ease it through. So it's just a light blips, light counter steer, and you're using the throttle to maintain the rear of the truck.
Okay.
So I'll do one more. Just nice and easy on the throttle, get it sideways. Nice and easy. Nice and easy, it'll dry out.
Yeah. All right.
So just a light little, and maybe even try to get a little bit tighter of a radius.
I wonder if it's just like so much power.
I feel
rear end,
it's very light in the back.
So once it snaps,
it snaps.
It's going.
Yeah, and you could be, like I said, a little bit lighter with that initial tip in. So even if I get right about up here, I'll do it up over here. So even if I get nice and light, I get enough steering angle in the car, I can start feeling I'll blip the throttle.
Okay. And you're making quicker counter steers. Yeah, quicker corrections.
So I'm adding steering input at the same rate the rear of the car rotates.
Okay.
If the rear of the car is
Coming
rotating,
out too much, you're making it faster.
Yeah, if the rear of the car is rotating faster than my steering input, we're looping.
Yeah,
I got to keep the nose of the car up at the rear.
Okay. One more time.
Yeah, let's get it.
How's he doing?
Do you know what? It's even still a handful for me. It's a lot.
It's a handful. This thing there's a lot going on, and it's actually harder. It's harder than I thought it would be, by like 10 times harder.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm game to try it again. So
yeah, it's a machine. Like I said, all the parts are at a party. It's just a definitely unique driving style. It's very fun. It's just a very light touch because that rear end wants to keep moving. And what Jason is doing is the rear of the car stepping out quick, and his hands are not keeping up with the rate of the rotation of the truck.
You have quick hands.
Yes.
Very quick hands, and I'm like smooth, kind of like.
Car rotates, and then it's
too fast, and so I'm noticing you're getting it back around quicker than I am.
Yep.
course, that's a drifting talent,
Yes.
skill that you've developed to learn, and I don't have that. So, hello. All right. So, anyways, so let's try it again. All right.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't have it, but I'm gonna give it a
You
shot.
have it.
All right. It does make sense. It does make sense.
Yeah, it just you don't want the rear of the car to pass the front, so you got to increase.
Yeah. Yeah, it's red.
Yeah, it's me. All right, go ahead, keep going.
One thinks this would be easier.
Yeah, it's like I said, this thing is a beast. It's a handful. It's cool. It's actually, like I said, you hop in, you can't help but to smile, and you hear the motor, you hear the engine. All you want to do is add more power.
Bloody.
We're almost there. So let's get rolling straight. We'll add, let's get forward a little bit more. Go ahead and start adding your radius to the left.
Okay.
Start adding your turning to the left.
Okay.
And then go ahead and start squeezing on. There you go.
Yeah. All right. Less gas.
Less gas and quicker with your hands.
Okay.
Start rolling in your steering. Just be nice and easy. There you go. There you go. Nice. There it is. Keep going. Keep going. And drive straight out. Now, one thing I noticed, here's another thing, is you're doing one hand and you bounce yourself up.
Okay, yeah.
Because you came around like this that you couldn't make a correction.
No.
Try to keep your hands up on top of the
Okay.
wheel.
All right.
Yep. You're turning into a driver now. You got that cruise mentality. You got that cruise hand up.
I should just not worry about this.
Don't even worry about the shifter.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like,
Nope. This is
first gear only.
first
driving.
gear only, car control, getting your hands to coordinate with your throttle foot,
Okay.
finding that sweet balance.
All right. Let's give it a shot.
So, yep, nice and easy, rolling in. There you go. There you go. There you go. Nice and easy. Better. You were better with your hands, and it's just kind of keeping it consistent with that steering wheel. That was a lot better on that initial tip in.
Jeez, I feel like I'm all over the place.
I love this.
All right.
Oh, this is so nice to be in the passenger seat and watch you do all the work, Jason.
You're just coaching.
It's cool. It's cool because I want you to finally start enjoying your builds, and especially the next drift truck you build when you go drifting.
I need to build a drift
It's
truck.
gonna be-
All right, here we go.
Yep, nice and easy. There you go. Good.
Little.
You already knew what happened. It's too much gas.
Too much gas.
Your tip-ins, your roll-in, your initiation is better. Just watch that secondary input of the throttle.
Yeah.
That's what's causing that aggressive snap. There you go. There you go. Keep it going. Keep it going. So I'll tell you what you did.
Whew.
So this is what happened.
We're gonna have to clean this car before
Yeah,
we
well-
give it to him.
So you started rotating. You had a great arch there. You had a great arch, but then you started looking down the road, and then you started unwinding the wheel to go straight. Continue it. Keep looking at where you want to go next. So you're still keeping your eyes in the direction of the donut.
I did sense a lot less gas was definitely in my favor.
Yep.
That initial snap in.
Yep.
That did help me get started, and then you're right. I looked.
You looked right here, and we ended up right here. Stay in it.
And then I tried to overcorrect, and that was too much gas.
Yep. And we were originally doing about 30 miles an hour for the donuts. We got up to about 50, 60 as you start accelerating out. Keep that speed nice and tight.
Okay.
Controlled donuts. Boom.
All right, here we go.
Keep the donuts in mind. Keep your eyes right where you want the car to go next. Find your donut point. Stay in it.
Okay.
There you go. Just do it right from here. Let's try another one. Just nice and high and slow. There you go.
Too much gas. Too much bloody gas. Who would have ever thought too much gas?
Who would have ever thought?
Too much gas.
There you go. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Watch where you're looking. There you go.
Oh, what was that?
Sounded like a tire.
Tire pop? Let's see.
Yep, tire.
I was right. Tire. Gave up. Well,
Jason, what happened?
Tire Slayer. He's officially a tire slayer.
fun stuff.
Throw another set on, let's rip.
I think we need to get a new set of tires.
We need a new set of tires. See, that's the thing. As soon as you start getting it, you get to the point of throw some new skins on.
Here we are. We're learning a lot. We're learning a lot about drifting.
I love it.
I'm not worried about a tire. Tires are tires. So, all right. So we've drifted the truck. We broke down. Not really drifted.
No,
we haven't drifted. We were doing wide burnouts, but at the end of the day, super fun. This was awesome. And you know, you blow a tire, right? Did it just peel off?
Yeah, it looks like it just kind of
we
rolled
whipped
off.
around a lot.
Yeah, probably just rolled off. But the thing is, being a drifter,
Have you ever done that?
This is this is normal.
Okay.
Welcome to drifting. We forgot to tell you, you go through tires quite a bit in drifting.
Okay. Hence X-Comp tires.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. Yeah, it's the thing. Like I said, make tons of power. That's common. Throw another set on. Send it again.
Throw another set on. Okay. All right. So here we are. We are Radford's Racing School. We've had a great time, and thank you for helping me learn. I actually did learn a lot, and that last one was feeling a lot better.
It was the best one. It was the best one.
A lot less speed, and it did start to feel better. So I think if we had like another 2 sets of tires, I probably could figure it out. All right, so we had a great time out here. We obviously got some work to do to get the trailer out here to come pick up the truck, and we'll be on our way, and it'll be fun. Thank you, Charlie, for letting us rip your truck around and go through a set of tires and also experience what this truck can do. It seems like it's got the performance we want out of it. It can do a lot, but you might go through tires. Charlie, you're going to go through tires.
Tons of tires, Charlie.
That's what's going to happen. You're going to go through tires, and it's going to be fun. And so, hey, dude, thank you.
Dude, please.
We're going to do this again.
I'm just glad you enjoyed your car or your builds for the first time. And this is...
Who beats their builds like this? This is a fresh build right out of the gate. Here we are,
perfect.
and you know, it happens.
Drive them like you build them.
I've never done this before, so it was fun.
It's amazing, dude. I'm so happy, Jason.
Thanks, dude.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Can't wait to do it again.
Till next time, next set of tires. We'll see you there.